Welcome to OPN One-on-One, brought to you by Our Paramotor Nation and all of its sponsors. Our Paramotor Nation is a live weekly interactive show each Sunday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, bringing on paramotor pilots from around the world. Check out the show's website to see all of the upcoming shows, past shows, and all of its sponsors. On last week's episode, Larry DeChico was about to share the details of his recent motor out and much more information about Para-Orange products. Now, let's rejoin David and Larry in their conversation from last week.
You just had a motor out recently, didn't you?
Yes. The walk of shame.
Oh, that's the walk of shame you were talking about.
Yeah, not the other walk of shame.
I thought you were talking about
I'm a married man. Come on.
I thought you were thinking something I did in college.
No.
Okay.
I gave it full throttle and I was up.
Okay.
So I took off and I was having a ball. This thing was climbing like a bird. I said, oh, this is what I was looking for. So I took off, made the pattern, went around, and was going to do a touch and go. And I saw that JR, I think he aborted a launch because I saw the wing go down. I said, well, I'm not going to land next. I don't make anybody nervous. I said, I'll just go around again. And climbed up, and I was having a ball. I was like, I missed this. And I said, yeah, I'm going to take it long. I'm going to come in on a long final. And I come all the way around, and I'm coming back in. I'm on a real long final. And I'm just loving life. And all of a sudden it got real quiet.
Oh, no.
And we trained for this. And don't forget, I started out as a fixed wing.
Was this your first motor out on a paramotor?
First time, first motor. Wow. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I did have a motor out quite a few years ago that I caused.
Okay.
But I was able to start right up.
Okay, so here we are. Real time, real
motor out. This is a real motor out.
All right.
Now, if you've gone through the proper training, and even in fixed wing, they always teach you one thing. They always teach you is you're always looking for, the word is an out. You're always looking for an out. So as you fly, and if you're not doing this, you should be doing this. You're always panning, looking for a place if something happens. So because that's a natural thing for me to do from the days of fixed wing, I always am looking at an out. And I had one. I had a couple of spots that I knew that were in the back of my mind already. When the engine cut, I never forget the words of my uncle who used to let me fly his Bonanza. And he always used to say, keep flying the damn plane. That's the first thing you do. So I had enough altitude. Right away, I picked my spot. In the same time, I try to restart because mine's electric start. Dead as a doorknob. I didn't think I had enough altitude to make the field because that side of the field had a fence with barbed wire. And I said, you know what? I don't want to deal with the barbed wire. So I had the spot picked out and I brought it in. And I said to Rick,
which side of the field are you on? North, east, southwest? I'm thinking west.
Yeah, probably the west side. It was all the way down at the other end. Yeah. I was never down that end before.
Okay, so near the entrance of the airport.
No, maybe it was. I don't know that airport that well.
Okay,
but what we had the fly in there.
Yeah,
it was all the way at the other end of that.
That's the south. So that's the northwest side. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I think I was west when I was coming in.
Okay.
So I found the spot, and I didn't call out to anybody that I was going down. And as I told Rick the other day, I said, Rick, it had to be my second best or my best landing ever, like a feather. Well, you're not worried about eating up any lines because you don't have a prop turning, so everything is just your brakes. I mean, I landed like a feather. It was not eventful, but it was a cow pasture full of cow manure. I mean, there was cow crap.
Oh no!
All over. And all I was like, I don't want the wing to land. And I got that wing down. It went right between two loads of manure. Didn't get the wing.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is Para-Orange going down in the orange groves. This is Para-Orange groves. Oh, there's everywhere.
And that's what it was. It was everywhere. But here's the funny part. Chris is back at the airport sitting with Gorilla Ground. And Rick was on the radio. Once I got down, I radioed Rick and said, "Hey, Rick, I had to make an emergency landing." And Rick was like, "What?" I said, "I had an engine out." So he was cool. So in the meantime, at the same time I'm telling him this, he's guiding JR because JR is still a student. I said, "All right, go ahead, do what you got to do, but So Chris doesn't realize she's watching somebody fly, and she's telling Gorilla Ground, "Oh, there was this guy flying with this really pretty wing." She goes, "I think he went down." She goes, he went behind and he never came back up. She goes, "I hope he's okay." Well, she doesn't know it's me. So Rick tells JR to come in, and they all head back to the hangar. And Rick tells Gorilla Ground, "That guy that went down is Larry." But she doesn't know it yet. So, Gorilla Ground said, "Is he okay?" Rick says, "No, he's fine." So he said to Chris, "I got to tell you something. That pilot that went down was your husband." But she said, she said, "Honey, Chris is not in." She doesn't even get on a 747 unless I get it tanked up. She doesn't want to know anything about flying. She said, I wasn't afraid or nervous. She goes, "And I saw that the guy was going down, but he had it under such control it didn't look like a crash." I said, "Yeah, that was me." So I called her up on the phone. She goes, "Just tell me the truth. Are you okay?" I said, "Besides being around cow, I'm fine." She goes, "All right, someone's gonna come out and get you," I think was her words, or something to that effect. I hang up the phone. 2 seconds later, a pickup truck comes in. And there was weeds or hay. I mean, it was up to over my waist, like to my chest. Mm. So this pickup truck comes in. I said, "Wow, you guys got here fast. I didn't even hang up yet." The guy looks at me like, "What are you talking about? This is my land." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." I said, "Are you upset?" He goes, "No, I saw you go down." He says, I didn't see flames or anything. I wanted to make sure you're okay." I said, "No, I'm fine." I said, it was just a ground cable came off. I said, "I'm fine." So Rick and JR and Chris showed up a few minutes, well, maybe 20 minutes later. And my problem was a ground wire came off my battery terminal.
Okay.
So we took the tire out, put it back on, and took my wing. Here's the funny part. So I usually carry my bag in my seat or behind my seat. I have a bag that was a real crappy bag that I made myself. And it was so hard to get the stuff bag in it. I didn't take it that day.
Wait a minute. You sell bags. You even sell freeze dry. What do you call the freeze dry? Airtight bags to put in and you didn't take one with you?
I didn't have one with me, right? Here I am. And I'm standing there saying,
"Hey, what a putz. I've got one I could sell you, Mike." I'll make a real good deal.
What a putz. I said, "I don't have one." So I called Chris back. I said, "Bring my bag." I said, "Please." So, and it was one of my good wings. It was my Charger, which is one of my favorite wings. So she said, "Yeah, we'll bring the bag." And so we took the wing, put in the bag. JR took the bag out, tie wrapped the ground on, and started right up. It's funny because when I did land and got unbuckled, and when I saw what it was, I got a smile on my face. It's terrible to not know why you lost your engine, but that was a little nothing. Yeah. Started right back up. And I drove it out of this field, and I drove back to the airport on the roads. Thank God nobody came. What are you going to do? You can't, I could have, I guess, gone back and got my trailer, but I just drove it back to the airport. Unfortunately, I was going to leave there and go down to Miami for 3 days. But I didn't have what I needed to fix it the right way. So I said to Chris, "You know what? I'm sleeping in tomorrow. I ain't gonna be able to fly in the morning anyway, so we're not gonna go to Miami." So by the time I got to the airport that morning, I think most folks were gone already. Nobody was around when I got there, and we just came home. But fixed it. Now it's good. It's perfect now, no problem. And we're getting to the time of year. Matter of fact, this weekend we put our clocks ahead, so we get more daylight. And it allows me to be able to get my chores done during the week and be able to fly during the weekends and even fly in the afternoons, which I like. So last weekend, I don't know if you've talked to Rick or anyone down here or John. I don't know if John's got it too, but it's been terrible. The wind down here has been horrible. at least on this side.
Mhm.
The winds have been, nobody's been flying. I hope they get some good weather in Live Oak this weekend, although it looks promising for Denellen, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up there this weekend. But what I'm happy about is we changed the clocks this weekend, so that fits everything there.
I was going to ask you, being that you're a vendor, how important is it that you guys get to fly-ins, and how many fly-ins do you expect to get to this year? There's a lot of fly-ins this year.
I think we should be at every fly-in.
Mhm.
Personally, I think we should be at them all. COVID put a real damper on a lot of stuff. We have not been able to get the vaccine, believe it or not. We're really upset with our governor. They're not even taking appointments where we live for the vaccine.
I thought once you're over 75, you get to get it. Why have you guys?
Well, they had it 65. I'm not 65 yet, but Chris is over 65. Matter of fact, it was last week.
I know.
We have not really socialized a lot because we don't have we didn't have the vaccine. We went down and watched Schuler, and we were careful. We're very careful when we go out, but we'd like to get the vaccine. We still can't get the darn thing. I don't know, what's going to happen in Hernando. Chris just read 2 hours ago to me that they're lowering the age to 60 now. So at least I'll make it to get it next.
Okay.
But they don't have any here. And you got to get it where you live in your county, because they look at your address. So, but I think we should be at every fly-in. The problem that I have, having such a big machine, I have to bring, the trailer.
Yeah.
And Chris won't sleep in the trailer. So when we go to fly-ins to be vendors, we take our travel trailer, which has all the, it's just like home. So I can't fly. So that's a problem. That's why one of the reasons I was thinking about selling this machine and getting what you have, because I could fold that down, put it in the back of my pickup truck, and I'd be able to put the actual motor and everything on the back of my travel trailer. Has a deck on the back, and I know somebody that'll give me a waterproof cover, so I wouldn't care about it. But I haven't decided if I'm going to, I do like this machine now that it's working well. I still need to get some more seat time on it. It looks great. It flies well. I like my wings. So I don't have to go, to the process like a lot of people and buy wings. I have the tandem wings. I have 3 of them, so I'm okay with wings.
I remember a while ago you had come up with a program where you're going to have certain people working for you at the different fly-ins. Is that still happening?
We that kind of got put on hold with the whole COVID thing, and we're revisiting that again. We're looking at a couple of people right now. I will say some people reached out to us, but I hate to say this, David, I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade, but there were some people just looking for some change in the pocket and some free products.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of people that we're talking to, but I think we have to be at the fly-ins.
I think it means more. I think you do.
We have the ambassador program, and we have dealers and distributors that do well for us. But I'm not trying to be a wise guy, but we're pretty well known now in the industry. I mean, I watch all the videos. When I do get a chance to watch videos, I see our cover, I see our bags, I see our windsocks all the time. And we like to get out there and meet the people. We get ideas from the people. We've got some new products coming out. And where do the ideas come from? The pilots like you and all the pilots we talk to. And, we're always working on new products. We're always, I'm a believer that you can't stay stagnant. You got to keep changing. As a matter of fact, we have veered into other areas of aviation that we're making some products. We have actually even, being seamstress, I guess you'd call what we do. And I've really learned how to sew over the years. We have come out with products that are not even related to what we do as a sport. And we've done surprisingly better than we ever expected with just those products. We've taken, we came out with a helmet sack. We took that helmet sack and we made a kind of like a shopping bag out of it. And we've got this group of people that sell on different websites, and we make them just for them. We don't even bother selling it ourselves. Just making them for them became a business by itself.
Good.
We actually have special machine just to make that particular. It's just shopping sack.
Okay.
So we've kind of veered into other areas.
So what fly-ins do you think you guys are going to be going to?
Well, I'd like to do if they have bad apples.
Bad apples will definitely be happening.
I haven't talked to Tim in ages.
Yeah, Tim. So Tim was on the last 2 episodes, these first 2 episodes,
Right.
because we are definitely doing bad apples. So bad apples is definitely happening.
Yeah, we definitely would do bad apples. Now there's no more Palm Bay. That's gone. They won't let us do one at Denellen. I was, poking around to see if we could possibly do one there. Denellen had a problem, and we're lucky we're still there, that we're allowed to fly there. And they're being very cautious. They're letting very few people in. So Denellen's off the list. Short of Palm Bay, I don't know, unless we come up north.
Endless foot drag?
I don't know. Rick mentioned he was going. That's in
September. No.
Yeah,
September. I'm going to be going to that one. I'm planning
that might be the other one we go to, but I was thinking maybe of coming up north this summer.
You've got Moonshiners. You got Dave Purdon has become a big one.
Dave Purdon would probably be the one that we go to.
Great one.
We've never gone up that. We haven't gone up north like that.
It's Labor Day weekend. Great turnout the last 2 years. A lot of people. I've heard a couple of people say it's becoming one of their favorite places to fly, right over the Ohio River, and the fishing is great there. If you have a Spider 3.
You're the only guy I know that caught a fish.
I gotta stop talking about that story.
I thought that was when I saw that. I text you like 10 minutes after I saw it. I said, "Thank God you were right." And I still say, David crashes, or David has a unscheduled landing. He catches a fish. I have an unscheduled landing. I landed shit out. But I was But I think it's just like Coke and Pepsi. We're not Coke and Pepsi, but Coke and Pepsi still goes to every event they can, and I think we need to as well. I'd like to meet the pilots. There's nothing more exciting for me than getting to meet the people that we ship to now. Chris really handles all that side of it, and I don't often even know who's getting items. But when people walk up and say, "Hey, I saw you on David's show, I saw you on Robert's show, or I spoke to Chris, I ordered this," I love meeting the people. Tell me what's wrong. Tell me, do you like the product? We have, except for Mark Ryder, he had a failure of a knee board, which we don't even sell them anymore. And the only reason we don't sell the knee boards, I took like the last 5 and I have them hidden. I love them. I have 2 of them. I use them all the time. I keep my notes, my bearings, my charts, all my information when I'm flying, doing cross countries. But I think Mark had one that the stitching came off. And of course, we sent them a new one. We replaced it right away. We haven't had really any failures except Mark. I can't think of anything else. We had one person, and I got to say this, and I hope this gets out there. If you have to call me and ask me if I take my foot launch machine and put it on a deck behind my Toyota, and it's above my car, the roof of my car, and I put your waterproof bag on it and drive 70 miles an hour, do you think that could be a problem? And my answer to people that have that question, golf. Golf should be your sport.
I'll say something. I have a trailer, but I still like having it because at a fly-in, I'm going to cover it.
Oh yeah,
have it for a fly-in.
Call
unless your name is Michelle Bingham Helms and you're at the Bad Apples fly-in and a storm comes out of nowhere and catches it and pushes it into the lake at Hodges Field. That's the
She's one of our favorite customers. She buys our products all the time. I would have gave her one if I was there that day. I felt terrible when I saw that. As a matter of fact, I think Andrew got the motor back running again we weren't there. But I'd like to do those fly-ins. Unfortunately, if Chris comes, I can't fly because I'm going to bring the trailer to sleep in, so I won't have my machine. But I'm not saying I'm buying a machine, but I'm kind of looking around
Could be in the
at,
market, just checking out everything.
I had a couple of good opportunities that I should have grabbed. But one thing I'll say about, Chris, she doesn't like when I buy used stuff. She said, if you're going to buy new. And I'm like, oh, I got to tell me twice. So I don't know. What we're going to see, I may end up getting a trike that's, smaller that I can fold up and put in the back of the truck. This way, when I I can fly. But those are the ones we're looking for. I'm sure I'll see you guys. I know Rick's going up to Bad Apple, so I'm sure we'll see you all there.
Guess who I think he's bringing with him? Bingo, the gorilla.
Where is the gorilla?
That's in his possession.
Oh, he's got it? He's got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it still?
It didn't make sense for me to have it, so now Rick.
Is it still working? Is the repair stuck to?
Last I checked, I don't know if it's been blown up since then. All I know is I felt like I needed a bigger trailer. That thing was so big.
It was heavy. I couldn't believe how heavy it was.
Yeah.
When she fixed it, and she didn't bring it in the sewing room. She did it in the garage, and we brought a portable machine in the garage. But we had to bring it outside and blow it up to see if it held. And the wind started kicking up, and I said, "Oh my goodness, this thing's gonna end up in a tree." I said, "Turn it off, turn it off."
King Kong goes flying through the air with the big glasses.
In the front of my home, I've got a large front lawn, so it's not uncommon after I fly, I'll come home and lay my wing out, and I like to do a quick inspection, make sure everything's clean and all that. And a few times the wind came, and boy, it scared me because there's a couple of trees in there, and it'd be horrible if that got caught in a tree.
Yeah.
But those are the ones we're hoping to be at this year. I'd like to come up north.
Yeah, if that ever were to happen, you got to make sure there's a camera running, because that would be a great video.
Oh.
So, there may be some people watching this that are looking at those two guitars behind you. Are those the only two guitars you have?
Yeah, I wish. Those are overflow. Those are like,
oh,
so that they're both Yamaha. One's a bass. I'm a guitar player. I play bass if I have to, not very often.
Well, where's the rest of your guitars?
I don't know if you can see. In this room, this is only one room. Can you see?
Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 10, 20, 30.
You want to laugh. This is throughout the house. There are guitars like that. Yeah. I've been playing, I play, I guess, semi-professional. That's where I was earlier this evening because we got stuck late last night practicing. I had to go pick up my amp. But throughout the house, there's got to be, I don't know, I just got a new one last week, 27 or 28 guitars.
Wow.
But this 6-string behind me, the white one, that's a decoy. Okay. It's a decoy in the sense that, and this doesn't happen much anymore, whenever you play in a bar, there's one guy that gets drunk out of his mind and wants to get on stage or grabs a guitar. So I leave that where those people can grab that one and not the good stuff. So this is the low end wall,
Okay.
The ones in my office, I think there's 5 or 6 guitars hanging in the office. Those are all in some state of repair, either changing keys or a new bridge. The ones in here are mostly what I use when I play. When I go out and play, I usually take 3 of them with me. That's all on an amp. But that's the other part of my life. Music is a very, 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 as you could see, there's all equipment on this side of the room here. There's not a day that I don't have a guitar in my hand and I'm practicing something. As a matter of fact, this is my music stand. Practicing some stuff right here for an upcoming event. So you're right. You and I could start talking, and we haven't even talked about, a little bit about the music, but there's so many other parts of your life and your family.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a Christmas card that you sent with the whole family. It's there all the time. It's there with my 3 most favorite cards. The other two are from my son, both sons. And one of them, I got to brag, one of them is, I play a lot of Beatles stuff, Yellow Submarine. So one of my son, I love Beatles.
We
so
do one
I
right
play a
now.
lot.
Do one real nice, just a little. Something.
No,
right.
come on. It'd be impossible to get everything set up, but I will do it sometime. My son got me these, a card that when you unfold it, it turns into a yellow submarine. It's just so cool. So yours is between those two.
All right.
But there's so much more to, your life and Rick's life and the people, John and all the people we know.
I don't even know who this Rick guy is that you keep talking about.
Gorilla.
I don't know who that is. I heard of him.
It's amazing. Him and his dad are right here in Florida, but it's like a 3-hour trip for me to get down there. And, Carl and Amity, we're very close with Carl and Amity. We just don't get time to socialize like we'd like to. The COVID has hurt things. We lost some people that we had working for us, not lost them to death, but they have moved away. Very hard to find people to sew to the quality we want them. But we just don't have the time, to socialize anymore. Last weekend, you and I spoke, and I think you reached out to me in the morning, and I was running around because we had a surprise party for Chris. She was 69 years old last Friday. I like older women. So, so we had a surprise party, and, I wanted to have something with like 30 to 40 people. And we only ended up with I think about 21 people, but she had no idea. She had no clue at all. And I was going to make her come to the airport to try to get her away, but things got kind of changed around last minute. But she was blown away when she walked in the room and everybody was here. She was blown away.
It's awesome.
So it was a great weekend last weekend. It was a great weekend.
I remember one of my favorite things was at Swanee, and she was telling me how you guys met, and it was hysterical, the story.
Oh my God. She carries her phone. I don't know what's on mine. Oh, mine is guitars. But on hers, her is our wedding photo. And it's funny because two of the grandkids on Saturday that were here for their grandmother's birthday, they saw her phone and they said, "Who is that?" She goes, "That's your grandfather and me." And Cody was like, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "Cody, that's us." So we gave him our wedding album to look through. He goes, "I can't believe this." I said, "Yeah, that's 44 years ago. Things change in 44 years." But thank God, everybody's good. Everybody's healthy. We're staying away. It's tough, but we'll all get through this. Life will never be the same. But I think we'll get through this if we do things smart. Wear the mask, get the shots, and all that. Chris has been very careful. We even have an ozone generator, and we ozone generate certain rooms, and I mean, we're really cautious. The mail comes, it gets squirted. Packages come, they get squirted. Okay. Yeah. A happy wife is a happy life.
So, Larry, as like with any phone call between you and I, we only intend to talk for a couple minutes, and I'm sure we can keep talking. So why don't we take a break here for this week's episode, and we'll just pick it up again next week. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, guys, we will see you next week. If you want to see last week's episode, there's going to be a little button somewhere over here. You can click on that, and make sure you subscribe to the channel somewhere over here, and some other videos you can see right up there. So we'll see you guys next week, and make sure you check us out Sunday night on Our Paramotor Nation, 9 o'clock on this channel. Well, Larry, thank you so much for joining. And Chris, happy birthday to you, the bag lady. We all love you. Thank you so much for joining me last week and this week on.
It's been great. It's just been great.
Yeah, we could probably keep going for another 2 or 3 hours. Sure. Like you said, we just scratched the
We turn up an amp.
So I appreciate it, buddy. I can't wait to see you in May at Bad Apples. That's at this point, it's going to be a couple weeks away when this video appears. So
right.
So again, check out www.paraorange.com and go get all the stuff you need, your ancillary products for flying, right?
and new stuff coming out constantly.
Can you share with us anything that's coming up?
One of the things we're doing, and it was based on
This is no longer an outro. Oh well.
Okay, we'll do it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, keep going.
So one of the things we're doing, I had the power out, and I, had to do an emergency landing, and then around the same time, Tucker had one, and he had to do the walk of shame. And I was watching Tucker's videos, some clips of it here and there, and I said, when you land like I did, oh, thank you. I got a soda.
Happy wife.
Yeah. I know when I had to do this landing, I didn't know where I was. So I was trying to explain to Rick where I was. And a couple of my good flying buddies that I fly with up at Denellen, I didn't know they were right behind me. And after I landed, they circled down low and, hey, you're okay, all that.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there waiting, thinking about, thank goodness Mike Nelson saw me and Nate saw me. And if I didn't radio, I'm sure they radioed somebody. But not having a take-along bag, as we sell freeze-dried, so when these situations happen, you can take it out of your pouch and you got a bag to carry your wing in.
I've got mine.
I was watching Tucker carry his wing. I said, ah!
There it is.
So I came up with an idea, and of course I had to bring it, to the boss and see if she agreed. So what we're starting to do now is the take-along bag, which is the lighter fabric. It's very strong, but it's lighter, so you can carry it with you as you do. We're putting on one side SOS.
Okay.
So if you lay that out, people can see it. So that's one of the things we're coming up with. And I have to make you laugh. Right after that situation, I get a call from Robert Michaels. He orders 2 take-along bags.
There you go.
He says, I got to have them with me.
When I order one, can you put on mine, I'm okay, don't tell my wife I crashed again?
Yeah. So we made them up SOS. We haven't even put them on our website at this point, but they're going to say SOS on them in big letters.
That's cool.
So,
right.
Anything to help. Anything to help.
Yeah.
The other products I can talk about some products. We are coming out with a line of covers for trikes and for the Fox. You have the Foxy?
No, I have the Flash Cruiser.
Okay, we are coming out one for the Flash Cruiser in a waterproof, the same as the waterproof cover. And we're coming out what we call the dust cover. It is water resistant, so you could put it on, let's say at a fly-in, so that morning dew doesn't get all over everything.
Like
it's
that.
not waterproof that it could be rained on, but it's water resistant.
Okay.
And so we're coming out with that for your particular machine, fly product, for the 2 machines that Rick sell. And actually one of them is really kind of universal. So they're going to be standard products. As a matter of fact, we've made the prototypes and we're going to be down in Wauchula doing some more test fits. And then those will go on the website. We've been making a lot of covers. A lot of people have been calling up and, hey, could you make me a custom cover? And, well, you probably see Jeff Jollis. Jolly's got one. He's always got that on his.
Bring me one of Bad Apples and I'll buy one there for my.
Yeah, we should have them by then.
Okay.
So that's some of the new stuff coming out and related to this segment of aviation.
There you go.
All right. That's another outro.
So thanks again, everybody, for joining us on OPN One-on-One. We are going to see you this coming Sunday night at 9:00 and every Sunday night at 9:00. And then tune in next week, same time, same place. Love that everybody's going to be watching these or listening to this on their commute to work every Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. All right, Larry, thank you so much again for the time that you spent with me.
It's been great. Great.
I got to go because I got to call you in like 5 minutes and we're going to talk.
All right.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
See you later, everybody.
Thank you for watching OPN One-on-One. Next week, David is joined by PPG Gorilla Rick Davies to discuss his new Florida Flight Sports School in Wauchula, Florida, his own personal flying adventures, and relive many of the crazy practical jokes he and David have played on each other. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you've not already and hit the notification bell to be reminded when the show begins. If you have someone in mind that you would like to see on this show or on Our Paramotor Nation, be sure to let David know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and blue skies, everyone.